Imagine dropping out of college. With no clear plan, no money, and no guarantee of success. For most, it would feel like failure. But for Steve Jobs, it was the beginning of one of the most revolutionary journeys in history. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and adopted by a modest family in California. From an early age, he showed curiosity for electronics, but his path was far from smooth. He enrolled at Reed College, but within 6 months, he dropped out. Why? Because he couldn't see the value in spending his parents' savings on courses that didn't inspire him. Instead, Jobs chose to drop in on the classes he found meaningful, like calligraphy, a choice that at the time seemed useless. But later, it shaped the beautiful typography and design of the very first Macintosh computer. In 1976, inside a small garage, Jobs teamed up with his friend Steve Wozniak. Together, they built a personal computer that was small, simple, and user-friendly. This humble beginning became the foundation of Apple. But success didn't come easy. Jobs was young, often misunderstood, and his bold ideas clashed with traditional business leaders. In fact, in 1985, just 9 years after starting Apple, Steve Jobs was forced out of his own company. Imagine building something with your whole heart and then being shown the door. But Jobs didn't quit. He founded a new company next, and also acquired a small animation studio called Pixar. Pixar went on to create Toy Story, the world's first computer-animated feature film, proving once again that Jobs' vision could reshape entire industries. A decade later, in 1997, Apple, on the verge of bankruptcy, brought Jobs back. This comeback was legendary. He transformed Apple from a struggling company into the world's most valuable brand. Steve Jobs was more than a businessman. He was a visionary. He believed technology wasn't just about function. It was about beauty, simplicity, and experience. The iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, these weren't just products. They were symbols of innovation, creativity, and bold thinking. Jobs taught the world that design matters, that simplicity is power, and that true innovation means thinking differently. So what can we learn from Steve Jobs' journey? First, success doesn't require a perfect start. Even a college dropout can change the world. Second, failure isn't the end. It's often the beginning of a stronger comeback. Third, passion and vision are worth more than resources. When you believe deeply in your ideas, you can inspire the world to believe too. Steve Jobs once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." So if you're struggling today, if the road feels uncertain, remember Steve Jobs' journey. Your obstacles are not the end. They are simply the foundation of your future success. Keep dreaming. Keep pushing. Because just like Jobs, you have the power to change the world.